This is just the best part of my day.
Nope, scratch that. Reverse it.
My grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Oh, Jacques Finane, Jacques Finane. Look at my king all dressed in red. I go one day. I bet you $5 he'll kill you dead. Jacques Finane. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Oh, Jacques Finane.
You don't, Sam, you don't know the Outlaw King?
Haven't been there. Don't know her.
Who is she?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Whoa.
That scared me.
Sorry, I guess I could warn people before I do my little tricks with the computer.
I don't remember him last time. I don't remember his.
He's been here
presence.
the last few times for sure. Ever since we moved to
Yeah,
Discord,
but
Craig's been here.
I haven't heard him recently. I must have missed the Craig moment each time.
Yeah, you know, you don't talk to Craig as much as you used to the virtual robot bear who records our Discord calls.
Exactly.
He's interesting.
After you both clock out of work, which is doing this show, you have no interaction with each other, you know?
Me and Craig? Yeah, we're just colleagues.
Yeah, you and Craig.
We're just kind of water cooler. What kind of water cooler employees?
Never been even been to the same happy hour.
words.
No.
Yeah, well, I'm sober, and that, you know, some people are cool about it. Craig is not. Craig is one of those guys. It's like, surely you
Not
were
even on your birthday?
Surely,
Come on, shots
Yeah.
don't count. Come on.
yeah. He's like, what about at a wedding? What about? And I'm like, Craig, I'm not coming to your wedding.
Could you in a house? Could you with a mouse? Says Craig.
I wouldn't with a mouse. I wouldn't with a bear. So stop asking, Craig. Did we give enough context about who Craig is before recording started?
We never do. It's like the fourth time in ever since I've introduced Craig that Craig has come up on various podcasts. Craig is a little robot bear. He lives in Discord and he records these calls so that we have a tasty backup that is produced free of charge in case cast fails, as sometimes cast will fail.
Yeah, and I don't let my disdain and bigotry towards robots really. I don't hide it enough in the workplace. I kind of.
No, yeah, Craig has filed a complaint with HR, and you will be going into the office.
Yeah.
You'll be going to see Gladys.
And
I'm
he's
not
going to
glad
be able to
about
work
it.
remotely for the rest of the year while this gets sorted out.
Oh, man. I
Awesome.
wish someone would be mean to me so I could work remotely the rest of the year.
Exactly. I have a friend who's an employment lawyer, and it's been really kind of enlightening about what is worth things and what is not worth things, and what's worth your time and what's not worth your time. And the ultimate goal at the end of the day is always just get a settlement, just get the company to pay you out a bunch of money while you find bigger and better things to do than work for them. That's always kind of the outcome.
I would love to settle.
Not justice. Yeah.
I'm down to settle. I really don't. I don't need justice, honestly. Find it.
No, I would love to settle something out of court. I would
My
love
silence?
to settle something out of court.
There's a
be bought.
number, right?
Can be bought. You are not going to be dealing with any kind of Silkwood situation from me. I will not blow the whistle. Just fill out the check, and we can be done with this. We can be done with our business.
Good bit, everybody.
Good bit about how all of us have a price.
Yeah, I definitely
When
have
we're
a price. I
raised
think
in this
older
kind
I
of-
get them.
Okay, but,
Yeah.
At least, as someone who floated in a lot of straight male circles in their school days, the everyone has a price conversation will inevitably go back to, okay, but, how much to, have sex with your dad or whatever. It's like, how much money would it take for you to have, sex with your dad? They always wanted to know.
Yeah, that's fascinating to me because that did not come up in the girl circles.
I was wondering what it was. Y'all were just playing MASH over there?
We were playing a lot of MASH, yeah. A lot of MASH in the back of the bus. lot of MASH, a lot of tricky situations. Like it wasn't as much like what's a price, maybe because of the way that women are socialized, but it's like what are the worst conditions that you could accept living in? And MASH was sort of like, what happens if you what happens if you
How much are you willing to put up with from a man? Was basically what y'all were
yeah,
saying.
MASH was kind of like everyone deal with the cards that you're dealt, and we're gonna observe each other's reactions. I don't know, like how are we going to interact when Jenny gets a mansion and only 2 kids, and Danny gets a shack with 500 kids and marries the ugliest boy in school, you know? And it was kind of like, how are we gonna deal socially with those consequences?
Oh, fate worse than death.
It was hard. It was
Yeah.
hard.
Sam,
when,
what were your mind games on the bus?
My game's on the bus. I remember reading other people's text messages out loud.
Good.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And the person they were texting was also on the bus, so that was real. That was real. Okay. I also just feel like I never think about high school or middle school or elementary school. But we played MASH. We played like superhero tournament. Like we would everybody pick a superhero. We would put them on a bracket, and we would think about who would beat who. And then shifted
Those
into
are always so good.
Disney character tournament.
Games on the bus. Games on the bus go round and round, round and round.
I used to be in a bunk bed situation with my middle sibling, and when we were supposed to be going to bed, when we were lying in bed at night, I would keep throwing them like hypothetical situations of like what Pokemon would beat what other Pokemon, and they would give the answer, and I'm like, oh no, sorry, it is the other one, not because of type matchups, but you see, Gengar can phase through the ground, so Charizard can't ever hit him. You know what I mean? And I really, really gave them the runaround.
Did you see Moss Snorlax today?
Did I see Snorlax today? Unfortunately not.
Moss form. They released a new Snorlax today that I'm quite excited by.
MOSS or MAS?
Mucho.
Yeah, it's a Plusle Snorlax fusion. No, it's MOSS.
Whoa!
It's MOSS.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's cute.
Mucho Snorlax.
Yeah, I do want there to be Moss Snorlax, just a bigger one. Wow, Moss Snorlax is really excellent. Apparently, it's in something called Pokemon Pokopia,
which I've never heard of.
Yeah,
but Mike was familiar when I brought it up.
That's all about. Oh, okay. It's in Pokopia. Well, I think he's beautiful.
Sometimes on the bus we would have it was a good time for rumors. Like, oh, I heard 2 8th graders did it in the back of the bus, and then we had to kind of be like, it means sex. And I was reflecting on that recently. I was like, that's crazy that we just started saying doing it or it meant sex. Like, that is a crazy jump. That just,
it's
as
such a
kids,
vague pronoun. It could mean anything.
Yeah.
But we all knew what it meant.
And so you could laugh at anything because so many things were like, that's it. And it meant sex. And it was just, it set you up for
child called
endless
it
sexualization. Yeah.
Or fortune cookies, adding in bed afterward.
Oh,
classic. Okay, wait, but
I discovered that one really late.
How did we all find out about all this stuff before TikTok, Twitter, before kids were online?
I know. It's like, these
literally
these
the S.
global
it's
universal truths.
What was
every
that?
fortune cookie is funny.
And we know tag. It's like everybody played tag, but it's like, what?
Yeah, but there were even substratas of tag. Everyone knew freeze tag. Everyone knew TV tag or whatever, right? And it was like, who told us? Who said this? And that's why I believe in Carl Jung's idea of the collective unconscious. And I believe that there is a shared universal language. Like how spiders are born knowing how to do a web. I think children in America are born knowing how to do freeze tag and MASH.
That's the only explanation.
That's the only thing I've ever come up with. And this is, of course, Run the Julias, the only podcast brave enough to cover every single cinematic work of America's sweetheart, Julia Roberts. Welcome to our special Robert Alt Month, where we celebrate Julia's collaborations with the great American director Robert Altman, something we decided to do in the middle of the previous episode. I am one of your hosts, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and I'm kind of a psychic, romantic thriller with a heart.
Like, with a happy ending.
With a happy ending, right? And a heart where it counts,
But it's funny.
I'm sort of like a umbrellas, and it's raining and it's lit up from underneath, so it kind of looks like Chinese lanterns, and there's just like one singular DA, and they're looking at each other, and in that moment you know that they're rivals. I'm kind of like that genre, just that pitch of a concept.
Yeah,
is me. Yeah.
And joining us, returning classic favorite. Not only is it Robert Alt Month, it's returning classic favorite guest month. And joining us here, back a guest on the third ever episode of this show, and returning 2 years later, if you can believe it. We call him a sequel to The Graduate. It's Sam Stanish. Welcome back to the show.
It'll be funny with a stroke. No, I'm happy to be here. I can't believe that was 2 years ago, but at the same time, it feels like it was 7 years ago. But
exactly.
Then last year feels like yesterday. But when we did that podcast, that was many lifetimes ago. But I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. And it's an honor to have you back. You know, we decided to do Robert Alt Month, and I put this out there, you know, hey, we want to talk about The Player. Yeah. Is there anyone out there who cares to talk about The Player? And quick on the draw, Sam in my DM said, me. Yes. Yeah, within like 2 seconds. Yeah. And I was like, done. Wrap it up. Episode made.
And then actually before you deleted the story, which was quickly after I responded, Mike had DM'd me the story to be like, you.
It is so beautiful to be seen by your partner, though. It is so beautiful to be known.
And I said, already on it, babe.
Amazing. So, Sam, so quick on the update to be known. Why don't you tell us about like your experience with The Player, your history with this great movie?
It is so recent, but so extreme. I watched it like 6 months ago for the first time.
Oh wow!
As my second Altman after watching Nashville, probably around the time we did the Ocean's 11 podcast. And I immediately added it to my top 4 on Letterboxd, where it remains to this day.
Beautiful.
And it's just I love, even though I'm working on a ranking of all the movies I've seen this year and with my Letterboxd, but there's stuff above it on my ranking, even though those movies aren't in my top 4. It's it's a hard balance to strike.
It's a feeling. It's not math. It's emotion. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want.
But this movie rocks. I am obsessed. I'm glad that I got to watch it again. You know, you never know when the next time you're gonna watch your favorite film is.
It's so true.
I was happy to see this. I was like, I'll watch that again. Robert Altman is a genius. We were deciding recently between who we're going to watch all of the movies of first. It was either going to be Billy Wilder and Robert Altman. And while we did choose Billy Wilder, I am a huge Robert Altman fan based on the 4 movies of his I've seen.
Hey, well, just like 20 more to go or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there.
I'm barely a Robert Altman fan. I've only seen 21 of his movies. But one day I'll be considered a real
loser.
Fan,
Yeah.
It's not. Those are rookie numbers, frankly.
I can't think of anyone that would have to see 21 Robert Altman movies for their own, like, material benefit. So I do think that squarely puts you as a super fan, because I don't know a setting unless it was a class, which I still think would be like 8. So 21.
Yeah, you can't cover all those in a semester. There simply is not time, and some of them are quite long.
like you could do your own Altman Run the Julias, run the Alt.
And honestly, would do it gladly and with
Alt
gusto. Yeah, Alt J. Absolutely. I mean, my favorite film of all time. Sorry, so sorry.
Whoa.
Taking that
You want
back.
to take that
Okay.
again?
Yeah, my favorite movie of all time is Nashville, directed by Robert Altman. That's a very special, beautiful, important movie to me.
Unimpeachable choice. I mean,
you.
it's like, even though, I mean, it's the same thing as the list. It's like, even I recognize that Nashville is probably better than The Player, but it's still my favorites versus goodness and quality versus whatever. But love Nashville as well.
Absolutely. It's just about like what, and I could see like almost any Altman movie, someone going and saying like, oh, that was the one that resonated with me. Like, Downton Abbey fans probably love Gosford Park. You know what I mean? Which is such a different movie in those different terms. Of course, yeah, exactly.
Which I felt like watching this today, I was like, this is Gosford Park in Hollywood.
100%. Yeah, this is very, this is dividing the Altman career up into different acts. This is probably like the third or fourth act of his career, The Player. And, is like a huge comeback movie for him after kind of being in the doldrums for most of the 80s. And I can elaborate more on kind of like the trajectory of his career as we go along. But like that run from like The Player, Shortcuts, even Pret-a-Porter, and then ending with Prospect Park in like 2001 is another generational run for a man who was near the end of his life. He would die in 2006. He really he proved that he had like more life in him and was just back to pumping out these huge movies. The Player is a gigantic movie. It has all these different a cast of thousands and it starts with like an 8-minute tracking shot and all these different things. He proved that he still had a lot left in the tank.
King.
Yeah, I loved it.
Hell yeah.
I don't think I've seen like a Marvel situation. Like I haven't seen a situation like this besides Marvel where you get so many star players in like this. And then occasionally some like people playing themselves. But in such like a huge scope, like I can only really think of like that crazy expensive funeral scene in one of the Marvel movies where every single A-list celebrity was in it.
And I bet they were CGI'd in.
Yeah, I mean, they were filmed at like different times. And Altman did not have that available to him. If he wanted Andy McDowell and Cher and Jeff Goldblum and all these people to appear in one shot, like Jeff Goldblum had to come to set when they were filming.
Yeah. And usually when you get this, you get like sort of a Gary Marshall situation. You get a Valentine's Day, you get a Mother's Day, you get like if you're going to get something like this, you're going to get that kind of quality in script for some reason. And so to have such like a layered story that was satirical, but also not too making fun of everything, like it was really I was really entertained the whole time, and it was nice. It had sort of the same effect that Pret-a-Porter had with fashion, but this time it was recognizable megawatt movie stars of the time, and that was really fun to see. It was fun to see a lot of like people who are still beloved to me, but see them at their youngest where I was less familiar with their work, and see them all amongst each other. And then just to see like how many things that are kind of trying to go for the same thing today that are nice, but aren't the same, I guess, quality, or it's not the same punch, or like there isn't as much like artistic. Like I'm thinking of The Studio and
I was
Entourage,
just about
obviously.
to bring up The Studio.
Yeah. And like I think The Studio is doing its best, but it's not this. And that feels like really apparent when watching this. Is like, oh, you can have something like this. You can make something like this, and it's possible. And therefore, it's a little bit less exciting to watch The Studio. I think if you watch The Studio and then never see this, you're pretty satisfied. I think like now seeing this and then trying to go back to watch The Studio is going to be like, oh, it's cool that it's updated and it's cool that it's 2025, but it's not the same. It's not the same atmosphere. It's not the same attention. Like, I feel like it's really, the observation of it is so much more interesting. And then I've also been watching the first 2 episodes of I Love LA, and there's a trans writer that wrote the second episode, and I was really excited about that. And I think they did a really good job, but I think, like, there's, like, Rachel Sennett said she's inspired by Girls and Entourage and these other HBO shows when making her own HBO show. And it's taking a snapshot of, like, a particular kind of LA Hollywood-ish moment as well. And it's just hard to have all of, I would say, the 21st century versions between Entourage, I Love LA, The Studio.
The
I'm trying to
franchise.
think of, yeah, like those.
The Bubble,
and
directed by Judd Apatow.
sure, like the whatever's like, oh, Hollywood talking about Hollywood. This, I enjoyed this a little bit more than Mulholland Drive, I'll say it. And
I won't fight you.
that's crazy. That's crazy because there's gay sex in Mulholland Drive, and yet,
And
and
But
yet here we are.
Tim Robbins
There's
in
straight
this
sex
one,
in
so
this.
it's
There's
like-
straight sex in this.
Yeah,
It's awful.
the straight
But
sex
I think
was kind of funny to me. The straight sex was kind of.
it was framed in
humorous
such
to
a
me.
fascinating way. And it's like
crazy-
he's trying to
crazy
confess to a
scene.
murder like mid-nut. It's really a wild.
And then she's in
really
the
a
mud the
wild
next
scene.
day. She's like, all right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's fine, I guess.
They're like, I think to understand this movie at its like entirety requires, for me, a better understanding of what the Hollywood norms at this point were, because it was such a like, you can do this and you absolutely can't do this in Hollywood right now, and we don't do this right now and we don't do this. I think, like, I don't really have the literacy of early 1990s Hollywood standards to get every in joke in terms of like, you gotta end with a happy ending and those things. Because I can imagine that this sort of anti-hero, this sort of like murderer wins at the end, was a progressive tale at the time for a studio film, if this was a studio film. But it's got to be with all the names.
Yeah, with all the money. It's, let me hold on. I'm gonna look at the poster real fast to see. This is, of course, a Fine Lines Features picture, not a movie production company I'm familiar with in any other context. But I think, like, one of the key differences that you're talking about, Jessi Kat, is, like, I haven't seen The Studio or I Love LA yet, but I think both of those projects are, like, coming from people who are at this time popular Hollywood movie stars, and like Entourage, which honestly just like shellacks Hollywood's, balls, like loves Hollywood, thinks Hollywood is the coolest, most fun place in the world, was of course, produced and generated by Mark Wahlberg, who was a massive, movie star at the time. Whereas The Player is like adapted from a book by like a medium successful Hollywood screenwriter, and is made by Robert Altman, who is like almost 70 and had like a really bad 80s in the film industry. So is kind of like, fuck all of you, like fuck this stupid fake ass town and these dumb studio executives who like don't know anything. If they see a good movie, they say like, oh, we should do a remake of that. Like this is a very like angry, kind of hateful movie, which I think is so important to like why it works and why it's impactful. Like they have all these meetings, all these scenes of like trying to generate this movie about like a death row execution, and they're like, no movie stars, no happy ending. And then by the time the movie comes out, it's got like Bruce Willis saving Julia Roberts, and they say like a pithy line as the credits roll. It's just really, it has no taste for contemporary Hollywood.
Yeah, and yet so many people were excited to be on the project, probably for that reason, right? They were excited to kind of air their own frustrations while also being right in the center of it. I mean, I'm just impressed with how it was wrangled, like how they were able to tie in all of these names and have it be critical. I guess another contemporary reference would be the way that SNL kind of moves. Like, I think the way that SNL moves with its ability to get all of these names while also being critical of
Jim
them.
Carrey to play Joe Biden.
Sure, but also like people, like politicians coming in and doing a bit with the politician that's like the comedian that's playing them that's like more recognizable than them and doing a bit. Like, I think, that's sort of like the modern moment, I think, that is the most similar. But it's still so much more slapstick and broad stroke comedy than this. This is like a lot more fine-tuned.
I think kind of what's happening here is a couple of different, converging ideas, because like at this point in the early 90s, like we're experiencing like a massive boom in independent cinema. Like the Sundance Film Festival has become like a landmark place for filmmakers to like make themselves known in a way that it no longer has anything approaching that reputation. Like 89 is like the huge breakthrough year with movies like Sex, Lies, and Videotape. So there's already this kind of like, man, fuck the Hollywood studio system. We can go make Reservoir Dogs and Clerks and all these movies. And also like, one of the most acclaimed and beloved directors of the 1970s is like making kind of like a long overdue comeback. And Robert Altman's, I mean, we talked about it a lot in the Pret-a-Porter episode, where like, just how does Robert Altman convince people to like join on to this? Like, how does he get every single famous person to be in all these movies? Shortcuts, which he makes, between these movies, is another massive sprawling ensemble piece. His ability to talk people into doing his movies is unprecedented, considering the fact that he is notoriously just like not a nice man, not like a good hang. It's not one of those like Soderbergh or something where it's like, yeah, everybody likes hanging out on set. Like, it was like a really tough environment at times, but
really
people not in a like, throwing things or shouting kind of way, but, he was a very exacting sort of guy. Notoriously in the 70s, Altman throughout his whole career has a company of actors that return again and again, and it kind of shifts and people come in and they come out, but he was very like, people were loyal to him and he was loyal to his people. But at a less chill time in his life, he kind of demanded loyalty, and if like you went and did another director's movie, like, you were out of the company. But it was a little easier to convince people to do that when he made like 15 movies in 10 years. So if you're one of those guys, you're like, well, I will work very consistently if I just stay right beside Robert Altman, because this guy will not stop making fucking movies.
And it was interesting what it was critiquing and also kind of enabling at the like in other ways. Like, there were still some like Hollywood traits that were being enabled because they weren't really criticized. I feel like the way women were treated in this movie were still pretty like transactional and sort of secondary. And that sort of being like, that's Hollywood, baby. Like, there was still sort of a level of like, that's Hollywood, baby throughout this, and there's an awareness for it, but there wasn't a change. It wasn't like trying to change any of it. Like, the things that did benefit were still sort of embraced. I really liked the way that what's his name from the last movie, and he was so sexy, Richard E. Grant, right? Is that his name? His character was so funny, like so well observed in that like type that's like, we cannot have a name attached, like it has to be like this, and it's so conceptual, and then the moment it's like greenlit and it's up, it's like and the person in the ear, the manager or agent or whoever in the ear or the exec in the ear, the executive producer who's there in the room trying to push it to happen is like, or Julia Roberts. And they're like, if we can get Julia Roberts. And you look at it and it's like, this was like so exacting on the exact zeitgeist moment. It's 1992. And then also same thing with Andy. It's 1992, right before Groundhog's Day. Like, it's right on the money for the actresses that they're pulling. Angelica Houston. Like, it's like literally their biggest, sparkliest time. And so it's not just, oh, Julia Roberts, who was popular at the time. It was like, oh, megawatt. It's the way that people say Zendaya all the time now. Like, for some reason, that's the second hand that people use is like, or Zendaya. Like, that's the joke or the bit or the way that people talk about projects. And then they do. And then they do get Julia at the end. And I thought that was
I think
funny.
that's what makes the satire of this movie different from other things that we've been discussing, the other Hollywood send-ups or like satires or whatever, because like the artist at the center of this like new big movie or whatever gets fully converted at the end. Like it, like I feel like it usually there's like heart or whatever. Like Seth Rogen's character is all about like, I'm making like indie whatever movies in the industry or the studio. And even though he like gives and does do stars or whatever, like I just feel like the way that the writer of the movie talks to Bonnie at the end, like fully converted into like, no, it had to be this because blah blah blah, whatever he says is like just not really always part of the other things, where usually there's still someone being like, I don't know, we got the indie in there somewhere, but they didn't at all. This is just like fully given over to Hollywood.
Yeah, and he was excited for it, and it was sort of like, it was a nice scathing critique of, at the end of the day, like that sort of artistic type that thinks that they're so in their art or whatever can be bought out. That kind of person, not all of them, but the kind that we were seeing where they're so adamant like that are usually the exact people who can be bought out and will be thrilled about it and don't lose any sleep over it, which I loved.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jessi Kat, we said we were going to do this movie on a podcast themed around Julia Roberts. And what I didn't tell you was that she would not appear for over 2 hours and only has one line in the movie. Did you have were you having a like, when are they going to get to the fireworks factory? Or were you so brought in by the player that you almost forgot why we were here to watch it?
I was so brought in. Yeah, I was so brought in.
And you were like,
Yeah.
oh, there she is. Oh, yeah.
They
think
say
it
her
was, like,
name
It's Peter Falk and Susan Sarandon, and there she
I
is.
think I like looked up Julia Roberts and then saw the frame of it, and so in the back of my head, the frame, like, but I didn't know what the frame was, and then because I couldn't recognize it being like the electric chair, and then I got to watch an entire other complimentary Julia Roberts movie with this. Like, what was cool is that there was a fully produced Robert Altman complimentary piece on the DVD that you sent, on the Blu-ray special edition, where we got to watch the entirety of Habeas Corpus. So it was okay to go through all of this movie and talk about the player, knowing that I got to watch an entire second movie starring Bruce Willis, Susan Sarandon, and Julia Roberts. So that was rewarding in its own way, because it was cool to hear Habeas Corpus talked about so much, and Entourage. What's the movie that they're talking about in season 1 so much? It's fucking
the Matterhorn.
Yeah, Matterhorn. So this
Colin
was our
Farrell's
Matterhorn.
Gonna do the Matterhorn. Yeah, for sure.
This was our Matterhorn.
Jeremy Piven in this movie. Did you spot Ari? Did you see Ari?
That was my bit. This is Ari Gold's origin story.
I think it's the proper way to watch both works.
Because you can see it. You can see him like getting the insidious little seed planted, and you can see him kind of scrounging around being a little rat. And timeline wise, it lines up. It lines up that he was here being a little rat, cutting his teeth, and then became Ari Gold, as we know him.
That's beautiful.
So,
what did you think of Habeas Corpus? How does it stand up to its portrayal here in The Player?
I think it was kind of a departure in a lot of ways. Like, I think what I loved so much about The Player was kind of like undercut by Habeas Corpus, because Habeas Corpus kind of felt like, oh, we're just doing the entire slapstick of making fun of Hollywood movies, but at the same time it was like a really good education in that. It was an education in kind of like what would sort of a Marvel-esque or a thriller or like a Die Hard look like in this space. And I feel like I did kind of get to see a glimpse into what America's understanding of like corporal punishment and the death penalty and how it was treated so flippantly at the time. So I don't know. I feel like, have we really come that far since Habeas Corpus was come out? I think it's hard to watch now, given where Bruce Willis is. I've also seen Death Becomes Her, and I feel like that was a good complimentary to just come from seeing something so light like Death Becomes Her, and then getting to see him at his like full sexy in Habeas Corpus. I've been watching a lot of SVU recently, and like I can't help but feel sort of that draw to that like DA type, like brawny, and I feel like it really kind of set the standard for that archetype. I think people don't really talk about that with Habeas Corpus. I think they don't really talk about like how it set the archetype for that Bruce Willis role. I think it usually goes to things like Die Hard. So I felt validated in that, and like all the Julia Roberts movies we have to watch here, it was a nice excuse to look at something that I wouldn't have otherwise come across, because you can't find it on any streamers.
Habeas Corpus, you got to go to the Internet Archive to track it down.
Yeah, and Susan Sarandon, like, she has such range. It really reminded me of Glenn Close's performance in Mary Riley, kind of saving it. But at least in this instance, there was so much chemistry with such a young Julia Roberts, which of course I felt complicated about, but at least it wasn't like, I love New York, I love Mischief. What was the one with the age gap that we had to watch? I Love Trouble. I Love Trouble. At least it wasn't an I Love Trouble situation. But there was enough chemistry between them that was engaging, but also Susan Sarandon gave such like a, icon performance here in Habeas Corpus that did kind of remind me of what I loved most about Glenn Close in Mary Riley. So I loved that, and I thought the musical number was fun.
Yeah, the musical number dream sequence in the middle of Habeas Corpus. Listener, have you? We've made up this movie, listener. I want to, we're so deep into this bit, and I don't want.
You were really going for. I was very impressed with your ability to just keep saying stuff about this fake movie.
The bit is fun. I want to keep doing it, but if you're sitting there going like, what the fuck? What is this other movie that they're talking about? I
had received the text about this bit earlier, and I still Googled.
I wanted more. I was waiting. I was waiting for some jump in, but eventually it was like, all right, we're gonna monologue.
But yeah, we all remember Habeas Corpus sweeping the '92 Oscars. It was an iconic film, and at the time, Habeas Corpus was viewed so like more Hollywood path, more like journeyman, happy. And today we're like, please give me solid movie star driven romantic dramas. I'm begging.
Have you guys seen the original cut with the
of Habeas Corpus
with the actual death? It's very moving.
It's the alt ending, like Little Shop of Horrors, where they have like
the Altman
black and white, the Altman ending.
Yeah, on the bonus features, inside the bonus features of The Player. Yeah. That's hard to find because you have to click and then you're kind of like, how did they do this on VHS? Because this is a DVD feature, but how did they bury this? Like, what was that sequence? Yeah, what a film. But in conversation with The Player, it kind of undercuts. Yeah, kind of undercuts everything because The Player was so good that
ultimately
it did kind
it's
of
like. No, please.
Ultimately, It kind of felt like the Shrek Far, Far Away, American Idol
Far Away
sequence
Idol
from
for
Shrek
sure.
2. Yeah, that's kind of what habeas corpus was in relation to the player.
Nice. Yeah, it reminds me of the Blu-ray copy of the movie Knives Out that I have came with a Harlan Thrombey crime novel. I'm not even joking. There is some writer, some ghostwriter, some freelancer had to write a fake crime novel that is only available with certain Blu-ray copies of the movie Knives Out. I've read it. It's not great, I'll say. The crime novel that came with
Budget was low on that
exclusive
one?
crime novel. Yeah.
That sounds like a high writer. A writer that was high and was like, I'm doing this. They were
Yeah,
like,
fuck. I honestly,
devastated.
I'd take that gig. Like, how many? You know what? How many hundreds of dollars? Okay, I can bang out like a 63-page, like very, very broadly spaced crime novel called Hook, Line, and Sinker. That's going to come with Kevin's copy of Knives Out. If I ever go back to making those little TikToks reviewing physical media, I can't believe it didn't occur to me to bring up the Knives Out Blu-ray. I might have to bring it back just for that.
Bring it to. We'll have to read that book for book club sometime.
Absolutely. It's just, yeah, everyone in book club has to go buy Knives Out on Blu-ray. So they can read.
Maybe I'll write habeas corpus, the screenplay.
Write
and
it?
attach
Yes,
here.
write a spec. Oh my God, Jessi Kat. Write a spec for habeas corpus as described in this movie and just like see how long it takes anyone to notice.
I do think those, candles under the umbrellas looking like paper lanterns is a pretty interesting visual. Like, I can't deny that.
I'm sold.
I'm there.
Yeah,
They
I
had
wanna
to
see
pick
it
one
reflected.
striking visual and then hammer that in as much as possible. Just keep doing. They had to have a good one so that they could keep being like, it's this. Otherwise, it'd never get
Him getting
greenlit.
so wrapped into that pitch, like while he's waiting to be blackmailed, is just so funny to me. Like he's like, okay,
so good.
give me like 25 words, and then he like is asking all these follow up questions while he's like, I think somebody might come to kill me.
And he's doing his little like thinking finger, he's got like both fingers to the cleft of his chin, leaning back in his chair. It's his thinking face. I love like the set deck in his office is so good because it's like all of these like classic movie posters everywhere. And this MF has not seen a one of them. Like he has not seen M or any of these movies. He's got like pasted up all over his wall. Again, like he goes to see Bicycle Thieves so he can try and not get murdered. And he comes out and he's like, we should do a remake of that. That was really good. Dumbest Man Alive.
He's so in the studio. Seth Rogen is this, and I guess there's a trade-off. But this was just so much. This felt more like a Kyle MacLachlan, like Twin Peaks vibe. And I thought that was so much more fun to watch. He had very much that sort of demeanor, that type. And I feel like that's more fun for me to watch than Seth Rogen kind of stumbling around being like, oh no, I ruined the shot. Oh, but what if we do this thing? I think the difference is it's Seth constantly trying to pitch things and everyone being like, stop. Whereas this, he's receiving all the pitches. But I did also like the way things were siphoned to Peter Gallagher in that relationship because I was a big Sandy Cohen fan in
You're a
the
person
OC.
of taste, please.
Yeah, he's so hot. I didn't realize you would watch the OC. He's so hot and he's such a different type. He's the opposite. He's the public defender / really great dad that stumbled into a really big house because he has a really rich wife. But he married for love, and it was fun because I didn't know what to.
It's like she wasn't rich before.
Sure, and money.
He got it all.
came
He's
with
Sandy
it.
Cohen. He deserves love and money, I think.
Yeah, he deserves the world. And I was kind of looking for like where the Sandy was going to come in here, and instead it was just like your classic sleazeball, and I was like, that's fun. Look at that range. I had no idea. It's weird to be the age that I am. I'm sure for someone like him and be like, oh, I learn about your career through the OC, and then I get to go back and see your like golden age in the player and be like, look,
Oh, the
that's
guy from
Andy
the
Cohen.
OC. Right, of course.
I also he has a
Back
cool
when
daughter.
the eyebrows were a bit more tame.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was plucking them. He was tweezing them. He hadn't realized the full potential of his power.
Yeah. I think I also sort of had a nostalgia in this, like, kind of film construct. Like, I watched American Psycho recently, and I don't know how to connect the dots with the player in American Psycho, but kind of
There's
the...
killing.
There's killing, but the atmosphere of the killing is really engaging, and the suspense of it is much more interesting, and the character arcs are much more interesting. And I guess both have sort of like big, doe-eyed, sort of plain Jane secretaries getting fucked over. That's a connecting theme. But
There you go.
yeah, I kind of miss the texture of this kind of movie, and I don't know. I can't think of one in recent memory that like has this quality to it, which is disappointing.
I just feel like I saw something recently where someone was talking about how there's like movies and TV shows aren't doing something where there's two things going on in one shot anymore. Like it's never like you have to split your attention. And this movie is like literally all that. It's like he's talking to somebody in the foreground while like something is going on in the background that's very specific and like obviously
They did such
chosen.
a good.
Like,
I had
choice.
never seen a restaurant
That is
eavesdropping
the best.
sequence like that. That
Oh
was
my God.
gorgeous.
So good.
The way that the dialogue started, sort of overlapping, and then you could only hear one, and then it started going into the foreground one. It was gorgeous. What a beautiful moment.
Absolutely. Altman loves that zoom camera. You know, you'll be in one place and then the shot will become something like smaller and much more punched in, and it'll move over here. Just kind of like, I don't know. Hey, get this. The lens is directing your eye to what you're supposed to. I mean, that's crazy. Using the camera to tell a story. We don't do that in movies anymore.
Yeah,
the
it kinda
opening
feels like
shot alone must be like 10 minutes. I don't know what it is, but it feels so
It's
long.
crazy.
Like, so many different things happen, and it just is like.
And apparently a lot of that opening shot is improvised. And I'm like, that's just
Yeah.
pathologically
That's
insane.
Yeah,
That's insane. Why would you do it that way?
What do you like? But like,
I could have.
It's not like the guy crashing the vehicle, like falling to the ground, was improvised, right?
No,
like, or
no,
who
no,
knows?
no,
Like, but
but I think
like
like
the
maybe some of the
pitches.
pitches. Yeah.
oh my
Oh, I could have listened to those forever. They're so
Right.
funny. When he was like, "There's
Really
two
amazing.
sons," and he's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Who's the
Right.
father or whatever like that?" And he was like, "No, it's sci-fi. There's two different sons." It was so good. Great stuff.
I just love all the character, like all of the like one scene characters, all those people pitching, and then also later when those writers come in and he makes a deal with them while he's fighting with Bonnie, and they're like, "Let's go, mom and dad are fighting." Just love
Yeah.
everybody's energy.
I felt
really
so.
good.
I felt so bad for. I guess like what I've talked about 0% is like the love plots of this movie, but the painter obviously had so much chemistry. I mean, she was just oozing. She could flirt with a wall. She was amazing.
100%.
And it made therefore throwing away Bonnie, right, the secretary, like that much more.
She's a
sad 'cause
story
you're like, that's a
editor.
queen.
She's not a secretary. She's
Yeah.
like
Sorry.
gonna be a VP.
Sorry, story editor. Yes,
she's an executive. Excuse me, you're talking about Airbud's mom.
Right, okay.
Excuse me.
Like, I looked at her Letterboxd today because I was like, who is she? She's so good.
Yeah.
And like, and then I saw it's like this movie is number one, and then it's like 19 Airbud movies, and then nothing else. I'm just like,
I'm sorry, she is also the mother of Agent Cody Banks. But yeah, she's very close to just getting tipped into like, and
good.
you're a mom in children's films forever.
I'm like,
forever.
this is one of the great. Well, this is one of the great performances to me.
She's amazing.
excellent.
She's
Yeah.
really, really great. Yeah,
The scene
I think
where
in
it's a damn shame we
she
didn't get more.
is like, you went on a date with her in front of hundreds of my closest friends or whatever, like that. Like, she's just excellent.
Yeah. I feel like she was treated like a secretary is what I was meaning to say. It's like the way that she was treated, even though she was like doing all of these things. That's what I was trying to say earlier in talking about it, is it was still existing in a world where like women can't move up to these different positions. Like it's not a possibility. Right. And so the way that it's flippantly like, oh, that could be a VP role. She's like, that's a big deal. She was like, that's a big deal. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Like everything is very like, she was just treated very secondarily to all of the men around her. And I think some of that was commentary and intentional, but there were other aspects of it where I was like, this was also the time. So I think there wasn't entirely a critique of this. This was also something that was kind of being enabled.
Yeah, so, I mean, as soon as she starts, like, kind of standing up for herself, you know, in the screening room, they just, like, toss her out immediately, you know, and you get the feeling in that scene that, like, because her ex has become head of the studio, that, like, they're just looking for a reason to get rid of her at that point. It's really unfortunate. It's really sad. Apparently she is also in Jennifer's Body.
Oh, hell yeah, that's probably why...
Mrs. Dove in Jennifer's Body.
Okay, I'll have to rewatch
she
that.
Looked so familiar.
She's in I Love You, Beth Cooper. But yeah, it's fully like Mom Zone from here until the end of time.
Right.
She is the mother of various high schoolers, forever and ever, amen.
Cynthia is mother.
She, you know what? Mother was mothering in this movie. Let's all be honest with ourselves.
Topless in that hot tub, she was slaying.
She was slaying, let me tell you.
The titties were tittying.
The titties were tittying in that scene.
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's a good point. That's like maybe the one of us who could, you know what I mean?
Is that one of the segments on
Talking
this
about
show?
the album? Are the titties tittying in this movie? And I can say
Yes.
definitively, yes.
There were some titties tittying. There were some, as expected, random nudity. That's another thing, I mean, is like there was also just like, it was self-aware to an extent, but it was still 1992. So there were still things that were normal at the time that looking back, you're like, why are you treating women like
Come
this?
on, just a little old-fashioned nudity in movies today. Come on, you know, we can make it more inclusive. Show some hogs, a little more titties.
That's what
you
I'm
know
trying
what I
to
mean?
say.
That's what
That's
movies
totally
are really
what
missing,
I'm-
are hogs and titties.
That's what I'm
I
trying
think.
to say. Yeah.
Wait, you think he
I
was
do
wearing
think they're
pants in that
adding
hot
a lot-
tub? I don't.
I don't, not a chance. He
They are
almost
adding a
shows
lot
hog
more.
in the mud bath. I feel it. We came very close to some Robin's hog, let me tell you.
A dream.
They are,
The hog
they
that
are
kept
showing
Susan
more,
Sarandon around for decades.
especially in TV. They are showing a lot more hog. They're kind of throwing hog left and right.
Absolutely. But unfortunately, because of puritanical standards, the hog can never be hard, right? Because once it's hard, you can't be R-rated anymore. So it's just flaccid hog as far as the eye can see.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And that's just not realism.
I agree. It's like, sometimes you see a hog after someone's like had sex and it's just like immediately just like fully flaccid. It takes me right out of the movie. Let me tell you, it takes me right out.
Okay, I completely agree. Or, okay, it's like all the underwear on in sex scenes. It's like, what's going
Come on. Every time I see a bra in a sex scene, I'm like, do it any other way. This is just like, everyone is yanked out of the movie as soon as that happens. Because we're like, well, we're not really having sex with bras on, are we?
I guess I've never really thought about it. But maybe because I'm trans and people keep their bra on a lot for different reasons. So I guess the ways that I'm having sex is sort of, it depends. Because there's a lot of people that like, I know a binder is different than a bra, but there's a lot of people that like keep different things on for different things.
That's a good point. I didn't consider that strata of person.
But I think you're right. I think there's sort of the situations in which things are on for different settings are silly, because you're asking to do some sort of like crazy things that are unnecessary, but then you're keeping some things that are sort of arbitrary to keep if you're doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how after you have sex with someone, both of you immediately pull the covers up to your chin? when you are hanging out after. You know,
Well,
you
women
just
pull
it right on up.
it up to the chin, and men pull it right above their pelvis.
Yeah,
has been my experience.
The navel zone for sure. That's
And
my
I did
day-to-day.
I do kind of a midpoint as a non-binary person. I split the difference. I make sure
Right?
the
Is it right
chest
under like the
scars are
flame tattoos? Yeah.
right under. Yeah, right under there. So you can go, okay, that's a transgender. and then I cry about coming out to my family, and then I get
Then you kill
murdered.
yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of my arc.
That's gorgeous.
Sort of my arc. Yeah. Do we think I should adapt habeas corpus to 2025? And if
Without
so,
a doubt.
Zendaya
how should
would
I
be great.
deal with diversity? Yeah.
Oh,
What kind of-
diversity.
yeah.
I feel
Because
like
he's a lesbian.
You know what we haven't talked about? Whoopi
Please.
Goldberg in this. I was just
Hell,
thinking
yeah.
through how
running the
white this
table,
movie is.
Whoopi.
But she was killer, which is so interesting. The balance that this movie has to have of being able, when a character walks on screen, to know who is diegetic and who is actor, who is star in this world, and who
Right,
is
when
playing
Whoopi shows
an
up, is
actor.
it Whoopi or is it a character in the movie, right? Because at this
'Cause
point,
this is
Whoopi
big
Goldberg
Whoopi.
is an Academy Award-winning actor. This is
So
the
they have to
same
make a
year
joke.
as Sister Act, right? Like, you know, you
So they had to make the joke of her being like, "I wish I had one of those," which I think was smart, because that is
right.
the only way that you could establish, okay, this isn't an actor, this is a, like, it. You didn't get taken out, because that was, I think, one of her first lines was like, "Ah, man, I wish I had one of those," or something, when she did.
Yeah.
Miss Egot. I miss her. I guess because I didn't watch The View, but
She's still doing it.
I'm-
She's still viewing. She got the viewfinder
Yeah.
out 5 days a week.
And why do we never see a clip of The View? Why does The View never come across social media?
Or
The View is never viewed through social media. It's like The View, I guess, is just like turning on The View on cable, because I've
Yeah,
never seen a
maybe
clip
they-
of The View.
Have they never
And,
Where can you
uh,
moved
stream
into the
the
real
View
space?
on Hulu?
I've never been fed The View through any algorithm.
Do you guys
So-
get fed Kathy Lee Gifford out of context? Those clips are
Apparently
amazing.
not, because I need to Google this person. Kathy Lee Gifford.
Ooh,
Gifford.
the
No,
review on
I-
ABC reels are
I don't.
very low view.
Are low. Oh,
They're like-
wow.
I mean-
the social media team is in Tuffle.
They're
Okay.
in the-
okay.
like, they're between
Low
10
view
and
view.
100,000, but it's like not, you would think for the view it'd be like a little. they'd be
I'm
making
sorry.
viral
I
ones.
More
have
views.
to. Something
More
has
viewers.
come to my attention. So The View, being a TV show, is on IMDb, right? And like everything else on IMDb, it has a user rating score. Let's play a little game with my co-hosts. What do you think The View has on IMDb? The website that says The Shawshank Redemption is the #1 best movie of all time.
What's the out of what 10?
Out of 10. And there are decimals.
It's so
Like,
complicated to me because I'm trying to think of the person who would rate something on IMDb, and I think of them
Right.
not generally being a viewer.
It's probably not. Yeah, I was about to say,
but-
not in the core audience of The View.
But then I'm like, why would they even be going to the View IMDb page?
Don't know.
It's a complicated question.
These are good. Well, if that's not an interesting question to you, I have a sub question, a new question. Whoopi Goldberg has appeared on more episodes of The View than any other host. How many episodes of The View has Whoopi Goldberg been on? If you get it within 100, I will Venmo you money.
Oh my god, this is serious.
Okay. How many days are there in a year? 500.
500.
She's been on it for a long
365
time.
Party Girl. It's been on. So Whoopi Goldberg is listed as a cast member from 2005 to 2025.
Oh my god.
Joy Behar been on The View longer, on less episodes, I don't have the answers to why that might be. Meghan McCain is on 848 episodes of The View.
I don't know when
I
she
knew I
joined.
should have watched I read Women Who Punch or whatever that movie was called.
Yeah.
I would guess. Wait, how many days do I have sober? That's where I'll start.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, sober app. I think it's like. Okay, I have 3,290 days sober. So I would guess, and that's 9 years consecutively. I don't know how long Whoopi's been on The View. I think since I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I would say 5,000
Okay.
and 5,800.
5,800 is your guess, Jessi Kat. Sam,
Yeah.
do you have a guess for how many episodes of The View Whoopi Goldberg has appeared on?
Right. So I have 2,186 days sober.
Today's episode was called Happy Birthday Whoopi Goldberg. It's Whoopi Goldberg's birthday today.
Oh my God.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
The show.
We're dating the pod.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
And I did some quick math on my phone. I'm gonna guess
Love that.
5,050.
Okay. Actual retail price, 2,944. So you both overshot it a
Wow.
little bit.
I just assumed it was 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year.
But I guess maybe they take vacations or something, or maybe Whoopi has taken some time off. So
Presumably
3,000
they get some days
off.
I gotta imagine they're occasionally giving some time off. What year did she join?
It says 2005. 2005 to
Damn.
2025.
That's 20 years.
20 years of Whoopi, twice as long as you have been sober, Jessi.
So take
Wow.
Has
Plus
Whoopi
some.
been on The View? Plus
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You go, girl.
You go. Honestly, collect the bag, Whoopi. I have nothing but nice things to say about Whoopi Goldberg.
And that's nothing.
You gotta
but
do
bags.
daytime talk.
That is.
Yeah.
Where's the player but for daytime talk?
Ooh,
I guess that's the morning
What an
show.
excellent. Whoopi Goldberg is in a movie called Soap Dish, which is kind of the player about soap operas. But yeah, where's the
Oh.
daytime talk? Is it a high stakes world? Is
Have you
Whoopi-
seen the morning show?
Is daytime. What a good point. You go to space. Send Whoopi
Right.
to space.
COVID, the insurrection.
Wow. No, I do. I've been away from Apple TV Plus for a long time, and I think it's about time I renewed that subscription and just dove in head first to the morning show and Severance and The Studio, all these things that I haven't seen.
That new Vince Gilligan show.
That's kind of what's drawing me back
right.
in. Got
Yeah.
Haven't started it
pluribus.
yet. Yes.
They got me on the end of the pluribus hook.
She turned 70 today.
God
Whoopi.
bless. Throw it up. About the same age Robert Altman was when he made The Player.
Oh my God, he's so.
That makes me feel
old.
better.
He was old as fuck. He was born in the 20s in Kansas City, Missouri.
When I
That's-
started getting
that's
more
true.
into movies over the last 2 years or whatever, like one of the first things I was wondering was like, why? I feel like Robert Altman doesn't really come up in like discourse outside of like film circles. People know Spielberg, people know these other people, but it is sort of like he died a while ago and most of his work was older, so it's like I get it, I guess, but it is kind of
Right.
like he is sort of like a master of the form and nobody speaks on him.
Your average, American is not watching a movie from the 70s other than Star Wars 1, so the lion's share of Altman's career, was this titanic run from 70 to 80, which of course crashed out with Popeye, starring Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall. So he's a real if you know kind of guy. He's a guy, I certainly got into him in film school, as I'm sure there are many others who do, in the Webster University library, going like, ooh, what's this? But it's
Colors
kind of an
everywhere.
Like Jack
endlessly
Skellington.
Yeah.
like Jack Skellington. I was damn ass Jack Skellington. I was like, what's this? What's this? It's McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Right.
What's this? It's The Long Goodbye. You know, all these wonderful movies. And it's an endlessly rewarding filmography full of like weird shit. Like, as much as he has like this immediately identifiable style, it is also like hugely varied and ran for many years. You know, by the end of his career, he's got like Nev Campbell is the star of a Robert Altman movie, you know? And that's beautiful. He made Prairie Home Companion. It's an adaptation of a fucking radio show. It stars Meryl Streep.
And there's
And
my
Lindsay
Prairie
Lohan.
Home Companion. Every time you
Lindsay
say it, I'll
Lohan.
go, and that's my Prairie Home Companion. My cat's name's Prairie.
There's my Prairie Home Companion.
She's right there. I'm pointing for those only listening because we don't have a video format.
Yeah,
thank
you
God for
know, if
that.
someone else wants to edit that, we can do that, but it won't be me.
I just learned that Whoopi Goldberg started an all-women's sport network on Pluto TV.
Hell,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
All Women's Sport Network, AWSN. She hasn't had any, like, partners publicly since 2000, when she divorced Frank Langella. That's an
Frank Langella? Frank Langella and Whoopi Goldberg were married?
for 5 years, 95 to 2000.
That is that's crazy to me. Frank Langella, not a chill dude.
She's
But
got
I
the
actually
iconic
haven't
headline.
I
that
was
people send
literally about to post that in the chat.
Oh, that's
I
why. That's why it
don't-
sounded
yeah.
so familiar.
Whoopi Goldberg's thoughts on marriage. I don't want somebody in my house.
My house.
Right.
Famous. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, amazing, iconic quote from.
I was
from
like, what
Whoopi.
is scratch? Yeah, I was like, what is itching my brain right now?
I
with that?
don't want somebody in my house.
My house. Genius.
Yeah. And I have a big collection of Looney Tunes DVDs, and on the set of discs I'm on currently, working my way through it, has an introduction by Whoopi Goldberg, and she comes out and she's like, "Hi, I love the Looney Tunes, you know, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, all those stuff. Some of these cartoons are pretty racist, and that's, you know, it wasn't cool. But we're gonna show them to you anyway because we think history is important." And I'm like, thanks, Whoopi.
0% microtransactions, 0% woke shit, she said.
Absolutely, that's what she said. Yeah, and I think you know, she gave us the content warning, like, hey, there might be a couple of these, you know, we wouldn't do this like this today. But old Whoopi says it's okay for you to still watch them. But Whoopi there is functionality on the DVD that says Whoopi does know if you laugh at the wrong parts. Whoopi does know if you laugh a little too hard at something that you shouldn't be laughing at.
Yeah.
I've been rewatching Broad City over the last couple days, and just as I'm getting ready to move back to New York, and I was like, but even just watching that, I'm like, you couldn't say that today. Which feels like I feel so old, but I'm literally like, the Alana Lincoln age gap would shake the generation below me.
Absolutely, they could not handle it. What am I, Lincoln? A child bride?
Right, but it is like she is 22 and he's in his 30s, and it's like people would say something about that.
People would say, or it'd have to be a whole plot line, you know?
Right. Where here it's like throwaway jokes about how he's like established. Culture, man.
Wow.
Comedy.
Culture, man.
Shifting norms.
You know, you couldn't do Girls today.
You could barely do it then.
Yeah, that's true. People were not happy about it then either. People really were not chill about it when Girls happened. Oh, those girls. They should do another one. Women.
It was and just like
Well, I think
that.
I love LA.
Let's see what they're up to. I guess so. But, you know,
Not the same
I don't
cast,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Rachel Sennett is on Lena Dunham's level. You know, I haven't seen the show. I can't speak out to it, but
Yeah, it's early, but we'll see. I think we
It
kind of
feels like a
immediately knew
hydrogen
with the-
bomb coughing baby kind of situation.
Oh my god.
I feel I don't know the reference.
Okay. Meme from internet.
Yeah, I mean, I think while it's early to say with I Love LA, I think we also kind of immediately knew with the pilot of Girls kind of what was up with that. But Allison Williams has her podcast I still haven't listened to, so maybe she leads the women.
She has like the most like, I'm sorry, but like white woman podcast concept of all time of like, my group chat is so crazy. These girls
And
should have their
smart.
own
Right,
show.
okay, I
And,
get-
and she put it out there.
I can't deal with
my
that.
group of girls and me, well, whatever I am.
You're really
I-
refining that Allison Williams. You're gonna
Yeah,
have it.
I'm
You're
really
gonna have it
gonna
down
work on
pat really soon.
Yeah, very like, it was her being like,
During the pandemic, I really relied on my fans.
but she's a lot more articulate than that because her dad is a broadcast journalist.
And me, well, whatever
I'm
I
Peter
am.
Pan.
Is I think my favorite podcast ad I've ever heard.
It's really
And
good.
I'm whatever I am.
Did you guys see Megan too?
Of course.
I didn't. I did not. I know Kevin
Al-
did. I did not.
Allison Williams
Oopsies.
lives on in my home.
It's on streaming.
Because anytime we put directions in on the phone, or like on the car, we sometimes say, "I don't need an algorithm to tell me how to drive."
It's a good
Those
one.
little
Megan
lines.
2, I found a little miscalibrated. I'll say.
What's the occasion
wasn't
for
right.
moving back to New York? You were over LA.
Not over it. It was just kind of like this was always a trial period sort of thing, and we were sort of like,
Yeah.
wouldn't we be happier if we were in New York? And we were like, yeah. And then we went on a 2-week-long trip to New York, and the entire time we were like, we're home. It's so fun here. We love it. And so that really just confirmed everything. But if I was writing a show about LA, I'd call it I Like LA.
LA's good, you know?
Yeah. I've enjoyed my time. I'm sure I'll be back.
It's not for everyone. Would be the colon. I like
Yeah.
LA. Colon.
It's fine.
not for everyone.
LA. It's fine if you like it.
I just did.
You know?
I think I underestimated how much of a New Yorker I am. I just I thought I was like a person, but I'm like, I'm supposed to be in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we were talking about, what an amazing time to move back. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I've been thinking about that too. I'm like, oh man.
Mom Donnie's New
Sounds
York,
pretty
baby.
nice. Yeah.
I
I'll
feel-
see how it goes. You keep me posted over there. And
Oh yeah.
I'll feel
keep
it
you
out.
I'll keep you abreast.
I feel bad that I wasn't able to vote for him, but my 2 friends just moved here, and they said that we could have their votes.
Aw, nice.
Exchange.
And
Vote
it worked
exchange.
out. And it worked out anyway. He did it. He's
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
wasn't
didn't
wasn't even close. Just was not,
that.
It was kind of beautiful. It was like we found out I was doing a podcast and I was like, "Oh, it's over." It's like 9 p.m. The polls have only recently closed.
I love that. I voted. We just had one thing on the ballot, but I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna do my part.
I did my part.
Duty.
They're suing to make sure it's meaningless. So that's awesome.
Wee. What were y'all voting on? Redistricting, right?
Yes.
Reconnoitering.
What's the word?
Gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering, but in a good way.
Gerrymandering, parentheses, positive. Gerrymandering.
Right.
Hey, the other guys have been
Yeah.
gerrymandering. Why can't we get a
We
little
call
of
that Ben and gerrymandering.
That's good.
Yeah. Ben and gerrymandering. The good politics.
Ben and Jerry. It's cool that ice cream has good politics, and I can eat this, and I'm like,
Isn't that
this ice
funny?
cream's so fucking woke. I can taste the
what's-
woke in this.
That's what's so funny about capitalism is that there are brands that are so unhinged in real people's DMs once their video starts going viral. There's just different objects, different household items that you'll find around the house that are in your DMs being like, wow, this is so me as fuck. Or like, girl, drop your playlist or whatever the fuck. And you're like, thanks, Kleenex. Like, that is the world we live in.
Yeah,
or
when
there's,
Arby's is telling me that they've got the fucking the good K today.
Remember when Wendy's was like
ice cream has
famously
good politics.
mean and people loved it? It's like, what? What was going on in like,
Yeah.
2013?
Yeah. Slim Jims has a whole thing, right? Nutter Butter, I guess, or isn't it Nutter Butter? What's the one, Mr. Peanut? There's one that's like really unhinged animation style, sort of like stoner, glitchy, surrealist. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out there. And then
It's
as
a
someone
beautiful
who,
world to be advertised to during, you know?
which brings us to our sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace, where we go.
Oh, I don't know how to make a website. Oh, I'm so stupid. I don't know how to make a website.
Kevin, do you know how to
Squarespace
drag
makes it
and
easy.
drop?
What?
Do you know how to drag and drop?
It's simple even for a dumb guy like me.
And it provides you your own domain. So the only thing you have to do is click, and send. Squarespace.
Use
We make
promo
it
code
easy.
Julia. You don't know.
Promo
It might
code
work.
maybe-
It's not affiliated with us, but that might be a promo code.
Promo code
Odds are pretty
habeas
good.
corpus. Good luck spelling it.
I like.
Yeah,
I
I've heard
listen
up
to a lot of podcasts, and if you listen to podcasts long enough, you'll see different ad cycles. You know, for a while it was mattresses. I would say about 10 years ago, every
Casper.
podcast was
Yes.
like mattresses,
BetterHelp.
and then. Yeah, BetterHelp's all over the place.
was
But yeah, for a
huge.
while, you were getting websites, BetterHelp, of course.
The ever-present thing is
hymns,
obviously
getting a lot of
Square-
hymns. They want me to have boners.
Squarespace, and then also
Yeah,
clothing companies that are getting rid of the distributor, just taking
Yeah.
regular basics and getting them in the hands of consumers.
Wow, and that's beautiful. And gambling, you know, they love gambling is so
True.
hot right now.
We're listening to very different podcasts.
I'm just like, why am I getting an ad for like the military on this podcast?
Yes. Oh my God. I was getting fed one. It was like, hey, were you always called the smart friend? You might like designing nukes for the military.
Yeah.
You might like
Spotify-
being on a Navy nuclear submarine.
Spotify started having ICE ads. I haven't gotten them yet. Maybe because I only listen to gay comedians, but
That's where I heard the like military police ad. I feel like 2 years ago or something, I was listening to Los Culturistas and they were like, join the military or something.
I think they heard about it and they were like, "What?" Like,
Right.
and it ended.
Las Culturistas, Spanish people listen to this. ICE.
Oh, I see.
Awful stuff.
It took me a second.
Yeah, sorry.
Las Culturistas. My sibling was at the gala. Their gala.
Oh, the
I was
awards
jealous.
gala.
Yeah. I was jealous. Yeah. I love that bit, and I'm so glad they've sustained it. Their awards that were fake awards, then now they're real awards. So good.
I went to the first couple in-person like award shows, but then it became like impossible to like get in just because of how popular it got. The last time I went, I like sat outside for like 6 hours or something, and I was like the last person to get in.
Ooh. Damn.
I went on a bad date with someone because Matt and Bowen had like promoted some like comedy show thing that was at the Knockdown Center. So I should have known better, but it was like this big weird ravey. It was not like comedy. It was like weird ravey, and it took like hours and hours for like the acts that were advertised to like maybe come on, and then the person that I was there with had like bad breath. So I was like tangential to Matt and Bowen like having the best night of their lives, and then I was sort of like making small talk with someone who I like really didn't want to make out with.
I was also present at that event.
Oh really?
Mhm.
Damn.
If only we knew.
Did you have a nice time?
Yeah, it was fun. Did a little dancing. Went home.
Damn. Well, I'm happy
Damn.
for you, and I'm glad you had a nice time. And I will
I've,
continue my quest for love.
You know, it only has to work once, you know? You only have to get it right one time.
What, dating?
Yeah. You only got to nail it the once. Every other
You don't
time is
feel like
practice.
It's not like an ongoing sort of like thing that you're doing with you and your partner. It's just like once it's done, it's done.
Nailed it. Lock it up. Stop
Okay,
trying.
but I did just see a thread where people were like, if you met your husband or partner now, would you still marry them? Like knowing everything you do. Literally more than half were like, no. And it's like, what? What are you talking about?
That's
People were like,
that is wild.
no. It's like, we don't love each other, but we've like mixed our lives or whatever. And they're like, I'm 32. I'm like, you're gonna be around for a lot longer. You could sort of like recalibrate and try again.
I've
but I say
been
that from a
afraid
happy
of
relationship,
because I built
so-
my life around you. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I've been single for a while and I do kind of get it. I don't want to be in something miserable and scary, but settling does start to make more and more sense the longer and longer I'm out here.
Sure.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know, a little security, you know,
Yeah,
someone to talk
sometimes
to
it just-
when I get home.
I don't. Yeah, sometimes it is hard to carry all of the stuff all the time with just two hands. Like sometimes two
Yeah.
hands is a lot. Sometimes like only having the option of like, do I want my family to be my emergency contact? Really, not really. They're not really the right people for that. But I think there are some friends that, I don't know, they've been pretty consistent the last couple of months, but every so often they're kind of doing their own thing for a few months. Do I want them to be my emergency contact? I don't know. You know, there's things. There's things like that where you're like, could be nice to have a buddy. And then we'll just work it out. And I've been watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And it was cool to see an episode where they were talking about like sort of open marriages without talking about open marriages. And I thought that was pretty bold for a Mormon show.
I feel like that's well, maybe they got some notes from the popularity of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, because that's all about
Yeah.
open marriages.
Yeah. Where they're all judging each other, but then they're also all kind of like doing crazy weird shit.
I don't watch any of those shows, but I do find it interesting how they always come up.
Yeah, that's true. It's like kind of the only Real Housewives franchise I've kept up with is Salt Lake City. But now I feel pretty literate.
I know I can say Dorinda.
They're a part of our day-to-day lives, you know?
Yeah.
They're
And
like
so
the
the
sun in
player.
the sky. The player.
And so the player. Good stuff. Would
Yeah.
watch again.
Open marriages.
Hey.
Present.
Yeah. Oh, Griffin Mill and the artist lady, they're real close to an open marriage, you know what I mean? That's happening in the near future for those two. Those crazy
Absolutely.
kids.
Yeah.
I like that we never see the threatening murder man. You know what I mean? It is revealed, you know, years later on the phone. And it was like, hey, we can both just keep living our lives, you know? We don't have to go to the police again. You know, we can just keep doing this. Are you chill? And it's like, yeah, I'm chill. Okay, cool.
You don't
I think
think
that's
they're gonna
beautiful.
make a movie? You think it's just him getting in contact?
I think they are gonna make you know, they might make that movie. I mean, certainly I think Griffin signs up to the deal. But I just, you know, I think it's fun that well, fun maybe not the right operative word, but I think it's an amazing, you know, ending to this story of like there's no final confrontation with the killer. He's under contract in the studio, and Griffin's signing off on it. And he doesn't even seem that reluctant about it. He's like,
Both
cool, I can
bad
just like not
actors
deal with this anymore.
Or
Yeah.
off just fine. They're just like, whatever. I got away with
Yeah.
it, and so did you. When we both know it.
Yeah, everyone we got away with murders and threats and all that stuff. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, amazing. But you know, as someone who's sending out a lot of query letters for the book that he's written to many agents, I'm just saying I get sending the threatening postcards thing. You know what I mean? I get it a little bit. If you ever applied for a lot of jobs, I'm sure you're like, what if I sent them a bunch of threatening postcards?
Oh, yes. Yep, I'm in that space. I really liked the car fax. That was cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
is that where Carfax came
Carfax? Whoa.
from? I really feel like when the Carfax comes out, like it is like that is so iconic to me of the movie. Like that is such a specific. That had to have been in fashion for such a short period of time, right? Like,
Yeah.
how long
Yeah.
was
Absolutely.
a mobile car fax machine even in service? Like, where?
so
I've
sick.
never heard of it
I
outside of
really
this
think
movie.
we should bring it back. I think we should bring it back because printers still suck. And I'm always talking about this.
Absolutely.
I'm like, we've made it so far. We have self-driving cars. We have like evil AI. We've been to the moon. Like all these things. Like, why do printers still suck? Why do they still break all the time? Why do printers suck? There is no excuse. Is there just big printer? They just know like, oh, it's going to break all the time. So you're going to have to keep buying it. And like, that's just been the model and will continue to be the model. Like, why do printers suck and continue to suck?
I really can't say.
Maybe,
but I totally agree.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it one of those things where it's just like actually a better version is not possible? Actually, this is printing large reams of paper at its optimal form.
I disagree.
Yeah. I'm having trouble finding a vintage car fax machine online. I found a mobile fax machine, but that's not the same. I'm looking for one that plugs theoretically into a cigarette lighter or something.
So sick.
I don't even have a car. I just want it. I got $300.
That's my other reason for moving. I don't want a car anymore.
Oh my god. I'm so just every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have to worry about parking today.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I don't have a check engine light. Oh, forget about it. There's no engine light to check. It's amazing.
I cried so much trying to find parking in Ridgewood. Many tears were shed for many nights trying to find parking in Ridgewood.
I did it with you like a couple of times, and I'm like, I would simply not last a week trying to do this.
It was nuts.
And then my friend told me he lives in Park Slope. He only uses his car like maybe once a month, but he still has to move it like every week. At least once a week.
All the time for the street cleaning. You got to get up super early. You got to sit there. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Twice a week?
I got locked into a grocery store a couple of times, and they, like, booted my car because I had to park it overnight, and they're like, you can't do that here, and I'm like, fuck you.
Damn.
It's awesome.
It's like, oh, great. We'll just leave this entire lot empty overnight then. Thanks.
Yeah, what a great use of space.
Community minded.
At one point, they said that they could do a monthly, you could pay monthly or something. But then when I went back to ask about it when I was really desperate once, they were like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. So that was cool.
Yeah, it's sick. I would the only circumstance where I would consider a car in New York is if I had an apartment with some kind of dedicated parking space.
Yeah.
If I was in one of those situations, that's the only situation where I would consider it.
So we'll once we sell out and once we settle and we close out of court and we get Julia Roberts for our picture, we'll meet back up and we'll have an apartment with a covered parking spot.
Ooh. A covered parking spot. Oh, I feel like a Rockefeller. Yeah, I can't wait to say. If anybody wants to like hit me with a bus a little bit so I can settle with the city, or if anyone wants me to do like a somewhat dangerous job for like a little while, like this is what I'm looking for right now. So reach out if you have a contact in that area.
You're looking for a Scarlett Johansson Jurassic World situation.
Scarlett.
Oh, well, she's, she gets paid a lot of money to go do what she does in that movie.
Oh, well, hunt dinosaurs. I would hope so. I would hope she's not making minimum wage. I hope she's not a task rabbit in that situation.
Oh my God, that would be so gig economy. She could do like Good Fortune, Jurassic Park. This is interesting. With heart, and a happy ending.
I love this. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna walk into Universal Pictures or wherever the fuck they make those dinosaurs movies, and I'm like, I don't know, it's a bunch of TaskRabbit guys. Maybe it's a WeWork with dinosaurs. I don't know. Money, please. It's about apps now. Your Uber Eats delivery driver is coming to you on a Velociraptor. It's all the new Jurassic World is all about apps.
It's a better pitch than what we had, so I'm
you.
willing to hear more.
I haven't seen one of those movies in 10 years. I don't know what they're up to now. Do the dinosaurs talk yet?
No, but they are like fused together and like combined into different kinds of dinosaurs. They're not even like dinosaurs you've heard of before.
Right, they're making new ones. The Super Dino Rex 3000.
Yeah.
Whereas my pitch is, maybe the dinosaur has Facebook now or something. Dinosaurs on Hinge? Come on. Come on.
That definitely has an audience. Chuck Tingle.
A little dino looking at a picture of another dino and going, and then swiping left because he sees they're into like Dino Harry Potter, like too into Dino Harry Potter.
So much so that they're bringing it up on their dating app. You're like, oh.
It's this important to you?
And then he swipes right on a Disney adult and he doesn't match. And he's like, I took a chance on a Disney adult and they don't even want me.
The Disney adult don't want me? Like, who want me?
This is good. This is what we should watch it. We walk into Griffin Mill's office and pitch this, and he'd eat it up. He'd love it.
I would love to walk into
the
Griffin
dinosaurs
Mill's
would
office.
have a heart. Yeah, absolutely.
I would do anything for that man. You start the movie. I had never seen Tim Robbins before this movie. The first time I saw it,
ever one time.
I don't think so. I don't really know. And you're like, I don't know. Is that a movie star? He looks kind of goofy. I mean, sure he's tall, but then it's like I just feel like the movie takes you into this like I don't know if it's Stockholm syndrome, but he's on screen the entire time, and then like partway through, you're like, oh my god, he's like the hottest man in the world.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, he was born in West Covina, California. That's true. I assumed he was a tall Midwest galoot, but I'm wrong. He's a Californian boy.
Did he ever do a cameo on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
I wish. No, they never got guest stars quite at his level, I'll say. That show didn't have a ton of money to throw around at guest stars. Who did we get? Did they get Idina Menzel? Am I just making that up? Am I just thinking of Glee like I always am?
I was gonna say, I was like, I remember Glee.
But it's like, how many musical TV shows are there? Like, she'd do it, right? Like, she's gotta do
Apparently
it
she did not. Apparently she did not do it. Right. Devastating.
Fine. But I'm sure she's doing Schmigadoon.
Oh, you bet she's doing fucking Schmigadoon. They're bringing Schmigadoon to Broadway, and you're like, did anybody watch Schmigadoon? Is there enough of a built-in audience here? They're not even bringing back Cecily Strong and Keegan-Michael Key?
I would if I were them. But I bet they don't want to do Broadway, It's like...
it's a lot of commitment.
Yeah.
Cecily Strong was like, I've had enough doing crazy shows in New York City.
I didn't realize that the quote world's worst nepo baby, who I look up to obviously, Jack Henry Robbins, is the child of. I knew Susan Sarandon. I didn't realize it was Tim Robbins. That's crazy.
I don't know this man. Let's see. Maybe
Yeah,
I
Jack
do. No.
Henry Robbins.
He makes a lot of sketches about being
Susan
a
Sarandon's
failed
son.
nepo baby. He's developing a nepo baby series right now, so maybe this is my moment to hit him up and go, hey, we should collab.
Absolutely.
Season 2.
I love your mom and dad in The Player. Is that where they met, you say? And he's like, actually, no, I was born 3 years before that movie came out. And you're like, oh. Oh, I see.
Yeah. I wonder where they met.
He certainly looks tall. He's got that.
One would hope so.
I hope he would enjoy my habeas corpus bit. Hopefully he would enjoy that.
I hope so.
Yeah, he's like around UCB spaces in LA.
It's kind of where you want the child of those two to be.
Yeah. Do I love you?
He'll be on Dropout before the end of the month.
Absolutely. Get him on Make Some Noise. Get Jack Henry Robbins on Gastronauts right this instant.
An iconic VIP guest.
Oh, he would be. Yeah, what kind of goop are they going to put on this guy? Gonna kill their budget. He's so tall. You need even more goop for a Jack Henry Robbins episode.
1.5 times the prosthetics.
Oy, oy, oy. I just don't think you're allowed to be this big if you're not from, like, Minnesota. That's just a personal belief of mine.
That's very real.
I don't think you're
Or,
allowed
like,
to be, like, 6'5".
Sweden. Iceland.
Yeah, right, of course. Where all the Minnesota blood comes from. I just don't think you should be that tall if your name isn't like Huntingston. You know what I mean? That's just, I don't know. That's just something I believe in my heart.
He wasn't raised on corn.
No, he's not corn-fed at all.
He hasn't had 1,000 T-bone steaks in his life. There's no...
No, has Jack Henry Robinson, a lifetime LA kid, had a cheese curd? I doubt it. Not even one.
Grits? Doesn't know that.
I don't know. That's devastating. That's brutal. Wow. I think we did it. I think we covered everything there is to talk about in The Player. Is it any concluding thoughts from either of you? Obviously, it's a remarkable movie. It's wonderful.
I agree. I love the line. I wrote down so many lines while I was watching this, but I love when Griffin Mill can't cut the pressure at work, he drives out to Pasadena to pick fights with writers. It's not that far.
No.
I liked the AA joke. I thought that was
so.
funny.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he doesn't have a drinking problem. That's where the deals get made. And I'm like, in my experience in LA, that hasn't been my personal experience, but I can imagine that it might be true at that level. Oh, and I loved the tampon bit. I loved the way Whoopi was just swinging that tampon around.
Who took him?
That
He
was
took him.
gorgeous. So good.
This movie, I said it at the beginning where it's like Gosford Park, but in Hollywood. Like, I just feel like this kind of movie is. I could even lose the like murder stuff and like still
Totally.
like really love the film.
Honestly,
like
absolutely.
Any movie that's all like parties and dinners and lunches and people talking and like making like power plays or whatever. It's like I am so there. Like I felt like this was so. Another one of my favorite movies, like Age of Innocence, just like style where it's like people are just like talking and like they have these like different relationships. I guess that's every movie, but you know what I'm saying.
Scenes, people talking.
Right.
But no, I get what you mean 100%. I mean, like this movie, came out 30 fucking years ago and is like presaging conversations that are happening in Hollywood every day of like, okay, how do we get rid of writers using the computer? Right? Like we don't need these people anymore.
People act like they spin gold. I've never seen one that could do that or whatever they say.
Absolutely. They're just like, yeah, you pull out the newspaper, you just say words and then a movie happens. I mean, it's complete like dumb guy idiot behavior, but these are the kind of conversations they're having. And now they have, ChatGPT or whatever.
Movies now more than ever.
Now more than ever is really good. The movie studio appears to be called Movies, and now more than ever is just so good. It takes me back to pandemic times when I would always say, "Now more than ever." We need the phrase "now more than ever."
Mm-hmm. So whoever got. Well, I don't know why there isn't a movie studio called Movies like that. You should have gotten on Movies.
Should have nailed it.
You should have sat on Movies.com during the .com boom and sold high. Somebody wants Movies.com.
Yeah. Absolutely. What happens if I type in Movies.com?
Movie star, yeah.
Oh, it's Fandango.
Wow.
Honestly, good on you, Fandango. That's a good get. That's beautiful. Sam, thank you so much for coming back on the show, talk about Robert Altman's The Player. But why don't you're a power player yourself. Why don't you tell the people what projects you're working on, what you've greenlit recently?
Right, so true. I do the Bitter Jurors podcast, which is a Survivor podcast. Every week we talk to usually a Survivor contestant about the episode of Survivor. I'm writing an Elsbeth spec script right now. If people want to read that, staff me. I recognize that spec scripts aren't really done anymore, but that's sort of the program I'm in. They're making me write a spec script, just to get ahead of the comments. Yeah, bit of Jurors. That's the main thing.
Hell yeah. Jessi Kat, anything to share?
I'm kind of off Instagram right now until after the holidays, unless I need to promote something like these podcasts. But you can follow me anyway, on Gay4 PowerPoint. I'm still getting a couple follows a day from the crowd control clip. So that's been fun. Yeah, it beats out the weird transphobic comments that I was getting. And you can find me on a lot of things with Gay4 PowerPoint, the number 4, including Substack, where I might post some writings over the holidays as I have some time to do that. But TBD.
Magnificent. Yes, as I brought up earlier in the show, I wrote a book, so if you happen to be an agent, let me know. For the rest of you, keep your eyes peeled for the inevitable announcement of my self-publishing the book next year. We all know it's coming, but I'm going through the paces anyway. And of course, we're working on the fully voice-acted audiobook for that as well. So stay tuned to this show to hear more about that. TV's Kevin Lanigan everywhere. And, of course, Hogs 2 Slop is the other show. This has been Alt Month, Robert Alt Month, a beautiful month it has been. Unfortunately, these are the only 2 collaborations between Julia Roberts and Robert Altman. But honestly, they're 2 really fun, interesting movies that I enjoyed revisiting. So that's never bad. What's next for us? Is it you're just going to be My Best Friend's Wedding at the end of the year? Are we going to try and sneak one more in December? Have we made any kind of determination?
Yeah, I think we're getting a Pelican brief before
Hell yeah.
the end of December.
Yeah. I've never seen that. That'll be fun. I love Pelicans and briefs. I'm wearing some right now. Yeah. That's the movie for me. Starring 2 of our great movie stars, Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington. So enjoy that in early December. And then, of course, the My Best Friend's Wedding episode on New Year's Eve, as it comes out every year. Until next time, movies, now more than ever.
Bye.
Lies, lies, you're telling me that you'll be true. Lies, lies, that's all I ever hear from you. Tears, tears, I shed a million tears for you. Tears, tears, and now you're loving someone new. Someday I'm gonna be happy, but I don't know when just now. Lies, lies, you're breaking my heart.
Tastes like you, but sweeter.
Please tell your friends about this show.
That was quite a show. Very entertaining.
I want to live!
This has been a Talkback Podcast.